Many years ago, in the hot, noisy streets of Lagos, two young women stepped out of a tall glass building looking drained and disappointed from inside out. They had just been rejected at Zenad Group, a company that many Lagos job seekers described as "na only God fit help you enter." They walked down the street and stood under the shade of a locked shop, waiting for the sun which was already roasting the road to lessen. One of the ladies, Evie, hissed and removed her heels as if they were the cause of her frustration. "I don't even know why I came for this stupid interview. The company itself no even fine. One small table, 4 old men and one woman that was forming boss up and down." Tamara sighed and looked at her purse. "Let me just order a boat drive, abeg. I don't have strength to jump bus today." Evie leaned in. "Really? You get boat app? Abeg, book for both of us. This shoe don't chop my leg. Na sofa head I dey like this." Tamara quietly booked the ride, and within minutes, a clean yellow car stopped in front of them. They both entered. Tamara sat in front, while Evie sat at the back. The driver turned slightly and greeted them with a warm smile. "Good afternoon, ladies. Just drive," Evie snapped without even looking at him. "Na cab we enter, no be family meeting be this." Tamara smiled awkwardly. "Good afternoon, sir. How was your day?" the driver asked again politely. "Very bad," Evie muttered loud enough from the back. "Worse than my ex-boyfriend's manners." Tamara laughed lightly. "We just came from a job interview, sir, and we didn't get it." "Ah, sorry," the driver said. "Where did you interview?" "Zenad Group," Tamara replied. The driver raised his brows a little and nodded. "That's a tough place to enter, but don't worry, things have a way of working out," Evie hissed. "That is what they all say. When someone is suffering, people will just be throwing motivational quotes anyhow like popcorn." Tamara turned around. "Evie, relax. It's not that deep now. Abeg, free me, Tamara." Evie waved her hand. "Even the HR that interviewed us be like person where they own NEPA." The driver laughed softly and then asked, "So, what position did you apply for?" "Admin assistant," Tamara answered. "I studied business admin. I've been applying to companies for months now, but no luck." "She dey try, sha," Evie said sarcastically. "Every day na so interview. If interview be boyfriend, Tamara for don marry by now." Tamara ignored her and continued. "I just want a chance. I bake small chops to survive for now, and I'm supporting my younger brother through school too." The driver turned briefly and looked at her. "That's very impressive. Not many people still take responsibilities like that." Evie scoffed. "Responsibility call, rice and beans ni. Make them no give her job, make she still no bake puff abi?" The driver ignored and pretended not to hear. "If you were hired today, what would be your first move in the role?" Tamara smiled and replied, "I'll try to improve their customer communication. The company has potential, but their online image is poor." The man nodded again. "You've been thinking about it. That is good." "She too dey think," Evie rolled her eyes. "All these questions sef, oga, why you dey act like visa people?" The driver smiled. "It's part of my job to make my clients feel better," Evie hissed. "That one no concern me, as long as you no carry us enter Third Mainland Bridge by mistake." When they reached their bus stop, Evie opened the door and jumped out like she was escaping prison. "They go, Mr. Talkative." Tamara paused before coming down. She turned back and smiled at the man. "Thank you, sir. I know you were just trying to encourage us. I really appreciate it." The man smiled. "Anytime." 3 days later, Tamara had forgotten about the interview and the taxi ride. She had dusted her shoes clean, packed her documents neatly in a brown envelope again, and was preparing for yet another interview, this time at a small consulting firm in Ikeja. As she was ironing her gown, her phone rang. It was an unknown number. She hesitated before picking it. "Hello?" Good morning. Am I speaking with Mr. Mara Olajide? The voice on the line asked officially. Yes, please. Who is this? This is Miriam from Zenad Group. The CEO would like to see you. Tamara's mouth hung open. Wait, Zenad? But we were already rejected. We are aware, the voice replied. But the CEO requested a private meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp. Before Tamara could ask more questions, the call ended. She stood there frozen. The phone was still at her ear as if she was talking to a ghost. At that moment, Evie barged into the room. They shared a compound and Evie had become a regular face in Tamara's room. Tammy, you see the iron clothes? How many times you go iron this particular gown? Not be the same one you wear go Zenat that day. Tamara turned slowly. Evie, Zenat just called me. Evie sat on the bed. Which Zenat? That same year people wey chase us like say we be goats. They said the CEO wants to see me. Evie raised her brows and then laughed. So the old man wey dey HR now dey fall for your puff puff story. Tamara sighed. I don't even know what is happening. I do, Evie snorted. Na scam or maybe the man won't toast you low-key. You better no go disgrace your generation, no, CEO care. But Tamara's heart told her otherwise. The woman on the phone didn't sound flirtatious or suspicious. It felt official, but still, doubts lingered in her mind. What if Evie was right? However, the next day, Tamara arrived at Zenat's office 10 minutes early. Her heart was pounding as she greeted the receptionist, the same one who had avoided eye contact during the last visit. This time, the woman smiled brightly and said, "Please go up. He is expecting you." Tamara climbed the stairs slowly and afraid, carrying one foot after the other as if she was climbing Mount Sinai. When she reached the door labeled Mr. Noah Doughton, Executive Director, she adjusted her gown and knocked twice. "Come in," a male voice said. She pushed the door gently, stepped in and froze. Sitting at the desk, wearing a tailored suit and looking completely different from the boat driver she remembered, was the boat driver she remembered. He looked up and smiled. "Tamara, please have a seat." Tamara's mouth opened but no words came out. Her eyes scanned the office. There were award plaques, board meeting photos and accompanying vision statements on the wall. Was this his office? She finally found her voice. You are the taxi driver." He smiled. "Technically, yes. I drive when I want to. It helps me see the kind of people I am hiring." Tamara sat slowly, as if she didn't trust the chair. Her palms were sweating. "But why me?" Mr. Dalton leaned forward. "Because you were honest. Because you were kind. Because despite your pain, you still spoke with humility. I have seen brilliant people fail because they had no character. But you have it. And I want that kind of spirit in my company." Tamara blinked fast. Her lips were trembling. "So, this is a job?" He smiled. "Yes, starting with a 3-month paid training. After that, you get full employment if you perform well. Do you accept?" Tamara nodded slowly and a drop of tear escaped before she could stop it. "I accept, sir." Meanwhile, back at the compound, Evie was lying to 2 other girls. That CEO man said, "He was eyeing me, but me, I just born him. Oh. I don't do office romance." That was why I walked out after the interview. They laughed, not knowing that she was selling cheap Zobo to them. The very next Monday, Tamara started her training. She arrived early, greeted every staff with a polite smile, and carried a small jotter with her as if her life depended on it. Everything was new to her. The noise of keyboards, the endless coffee cups, and the way the staff called each other sir and ma as if they were in military school. but she was learning very fast. Her boss, Mr. Dalton, introduced her during the Monday general meeting. This is Tamara. She will be joining us for training. I selected her from a boat ride I was driving that day because she stood out. Everyone clapped to welcome her. Meanwhile, Evie was outside leaning on the veranda wearing a casual t-shirt. Tamara no even get respect again. She said loudly to her gossip partner Mama Franca, since that fake CEO call her, she no dey greet person well again. Ordinary receptionist job, she dey form assistant angel. Mama Franca frowned, but I hear say na real job oh. She dey wear corporate clothes now. Evie scoffed, wear corporate clothes for compound wey she no get generator. Who dey deceive who? However, deep down, Evie was boiling. She had checked Zenad's Instagram page and she had seen a photo of Tamara sitting beside the CEO in a round table meeting. The caption read, "Growing leaders from the ground up." Tamara had blocked her from viewing her WhatsApp status after she noticed that Evie was stalking her, and that one really pained her. Later that week, Tamara came home in a neat white shirt tucked into a navy blue skirt. She was holding 2 ShopRite bags filled with groceries. As she entered the compound, the children screamed her name. Auntie Tammy brought biscuits. Evie stood by the door and said with a mocking tone, "So, now you now dey buy things for everybody. E good though, all this farming go soon end sha. That man na sugar daddy. It go soon expire." Tamara paused, dropped her bag and walked straight to Evie. "Evie, I don't know what your problem is with me, but I have tried to stay respectful. Respect care. You dey form humble rich girl. Me, I know they pretend though. I dey talk my mind." "Then let me talk mine," Tamara said. "You insulted that man that day. You were rude. I only got this job because I treated a stranger like a human being. If that makes me fake, then I'm happy to keep being fake." Evie's mouth twitched. She didn't expect Tamara to ever talk back, but still she said, "Abeg shift. Na luck carry you go there and luck dey expire." Tamara looked at her squarely in the eyes, and so does bitterness. "Enjoy your pepper body while it lasts." She turned and walked into her room. That night, Evie couldn't sleep. She stalked Zenad's LinkedIn page. Tamara was there again, this time holding a certificate titled Employee of the Month, trainee category. And then the next morning, Evie got an email. She opened it and saw that it was a job rejection from a career firm she had applied to months ago. "We regret to inform you, blah blah blah." Evie banged her phone on the floor and screamed, "Nonsense! Is it because I didn't kneel down to greet boat driver?" By the end of Tamara's first month, she had learned more than she ever imagined. She had sat in marketing meetings, created a proposal that Mr. Dalton personally reviewed, and was now shadowing the customer service team to learn communication systems. Her notebook was filled front and back. One Thursday morning, Mr. Dalton called her into his office. "Tamara, have a seat." Tamara sat nervously. "You've done well. The team has good feedback. And the head of marketing said your customer flow idea increased engagement by 14% this week." Tamara was surprised. "Really?" "Yes. And that is why I have decided to stop your training early. You are officially hired as a full staff." Tamara placed her hands over her mouth. "Sir, I don't even know what to say." "Say yes," he smiled. "Yes, sir. A million times yes." He handed her an envelope. "Here is your first salary. We wanted to surprise you." Tamara opened it and inside was a check of 450,000 naira. She blinked as if she had seen 10 moons. And that evening, she entered the compound like someone that had just won a visa lottery. She bought bag of rice, cartons of noodles, and even new clothes for her younger brother. The next morning, the landlord called for a compound meeting to address water issues. Everyone gathered, and as usual, Evie took the front seat, chewing gum with loud smacks. Tamara stepped in politely and greeted. The landlord smiled at her. Auntie Tamara, we thank God for your life, oh. We dey hear say you dey work for big place now. God don bless your hustle. Evie rolled her eyes and said loudly, "Na so dem dey lie, just small training, she don dey form big woman." Tamara didn't respond, but just then a car horn was heard at the gate and a security man entered the compound holding a white envelope. "Please, who is Miss Tamara Olajide?" Tamara stood up. "It's me." He handed her the envelope and left. Tamara opened it in front of everyone. Inside was a Zenad Group welcome pack, a letter confirming her full employment, her access card, and a gold embossed company ID card with her full name and new title, Client Experience Specialist. The whole compound were shocked. One woman said, "Hey, so that day the boat driver was really testing the two of you." Evie frowned and said, "Abeg, all this company dey form packaging, they only help who they know." Tamara turned and faced her. "Evie, you had the same opportunity I had, but you insulted him. You even mocked me for talking too much." I was only joking now." Tamara replied, "Maybe your whole life has been one big joke." Evie tried to raise her hands at Tamara, but the landlord intervened. "Enough, Evie, respect yourself. You dey always shout. Now, see a small girl wey dey humble, carry better job for your front." The other tenants were murmuring, but Evie walked out on them and stormed into her room. Inside, she sat on her bed breathing hard. She opened her phone and saw yet another rejection email from the company that just interviewed her yesterday, and for the first time in a long while she cried. For days the compound was unusually quiet. Evie barely came out of her room to gossip, and she no longer sat on the corridor chewing gum loudly. She was now like a generator whose fuel suddenly finished. Tamara, on the other hand, was glowing. Every morning as she walked past Evie's window, she wanted to knock to greet and ask, "Are you okay?" But something held her back. Maybe it was wisdom or caution. And then one Friday evening, just before sunset, Tamara returned from work. She was carrying 2 bags of foodstuff, singing softly as she unlocked her door. Then she heard someone call from behind, "Tammy." She turned and saw Evie standing there looking as humble as anything. Tamara was shocked to see her. Evie's eyes were red. "Can I talk to you, please?" They sat on the bed inside Tamara's room. Evie stared at her palms. "I messed up. I really messed up. That day in the boat, I thought I was being sharp. I thought talking big and acting like I owned the world would make me look confident, but it made me look stupid. And worse, I was also jealous." Tamara sighed deeply. "I never hated you, Evie. You just made it hard to be close to you." Evie nodded. "I know. I mocked you. I gossiped. I even lied to people about your job. And yet, God still lifted you." She paused and cleaned her eyes. "I got an interview invite yesterday for another company. They want character references. Tammy, please, can I use you?" Tamara frowned. "Me? Yes. Nobody else in this compound will vouch for me. I have insulted everybody. You are the only one who still walks with your head high." There was a pause, and then Tamara smiled. "Send me the details. I'll do it." Evie broke into tears and embraced Tamara. A week later, Evie got the job. It was an office assistant role in a private logistic company, which was far below Zenad, but it was better than nothing. Thank you for watching the story. Kindly share your thoughts about the story with me in the comment section. What lessons did you learn from the story? Kindly share the story out with your loved ones. Give the story a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more interesting stories. Thank you and remain blessed.